Have you ever wondered what type of questions to ask if you've got a client on the line, or maybe you are trying to figure out what to change within your business? In this video, I'll share with you a simple framework that I use. Hi, my name is Dr. Alan Barnard. I'm a decision scientist and theory of constraints expert and CEO of Goldwood Research Labs, where we work with organizations to figure out what's that one thing that they can change that can make all the difference. The one or sometimes few things that they can change to make all the difference, and also how to help them make better, faster decisions when it really matters. So last night I was in a call with one of my prospective clients, and we were trying to figure out, it's a small business, relatively small to medium-sized business, speaking to the CEO and founder of the business, and trying to figure out what are the one thing that could change everything for them. And interestingly, at the end of the call, it was a very successful call. He had asked me, so how did you know what questions to ask me? And I shared with him this framework, and I thought it might be useful if I posted this. Maybe it can add value to you as well. Essentially, the framework is trying to establish whether it's a what problem, a how problem, a how to or who problem. So small, medium-sized business that this guy has, they develop products or services, and very quickly when I started talking to him, I asked him whether the big challenge that he's facing is, considering the large range of products and services that they offer and the complexity and uncertainty in their markets and with suppliers, whether he knows exactly what to go and change. What should he, as the CEO of the company, be focused on now? So of all the many things that you can improve and focus on, is it clear in his mind what he should be focused on? And he said yes, he knows that the main challenge that he's got at the moment is to grow sales. They are not able to differentiate themselves from their competitors in terms of their products or features, and as a result, they're struggling to increase sales or to get premium prices. So that means to me, it's not a what problem. He knows what to change, knows what to focus on. All the rest doesn't matter. Unless you can solve that problem, the rest doesn't matter. So then I asked him if he knew how to go and do that. So how is he going to be differentiating himself in a way, a practical way, that will get his clients to be willing to buy more, pay more, or buy more often? And he said yes, he realized that the mistake that he was making, both in his interactions with clients but also in their marketing materials, was that they were focusing on differentiating themselves on their product and service features and functions. And what they should be doing is they should be differentiating themselves on how much better they can solve a client's problem. And I said, great, so that's clear. So it's not a what issue, it's not a how issue. It could be a how-to issue. Is how good are you in actually following the process that you've been educated on with the courses that you've attended, the books that you've read, and recently a coach that he's met. And he said, well, he's had limited success. So I asked him how many times has he tried it, trying to establish whether is it something that he could be trained upon? Was he just requiring training? And he asked me, what's the difference between training and education? And I said, well, whenever I get confused, I use a simple analogy, right? Think about sex education, and now think about sex training. It's not the same thing. It's very, very different. We often just requires a bit more training. So that's one alternative. So if it's a how-to problem, is he's just not achieving the success. He knows how to do it, but he's just not good at doing it. Will additional training help? But you have to also acknowledge that maybe it's just not something that you are good at doing, or maybe there's some limiting assumption or belief that's blocking you from executing it properly. So then the question is, who is doing this already? Who is really good at doing this? Is there somebody in your company that's already good at doing, or that you can train up? Or maybe there's somebody external that has a really successful track record that you can partner with especially if they would be willing to partner where you pay them the majority of the fees, not based on the product or service they provide to you, but the actual results that they deliver. So that's a very simple framework that I use whenever I'm interviewing somebody, or even when I'm looking at my own business. I'm trying to understand, for me, what should I be focused on? Is it a what issue? Is it a how issue? Is it a how to? Or is it a who issue? I hope that was useful. If it is, please like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're constantly posting videos and insights and interviews and keynotes that we do about the research that we do, the insights that we gain. And I hope that will be valuable. If it is, please also share it with people within your network. This is Dr. Alan Barnard, CEO of Golden Research Labs, and thank you for listening.